In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at the JavaScript basics of JavaScript class. A class is a type of a function. To declare a class, we're going to use the class keyword. After the class keyword, we're going to pass a name to it. For example, here I pass a person. After that, open up the curly brackets. Whatever you write between these two curly brackets are belong to the person class. So here we have the constructor. Uh, Constructor method. What a constructor method is used for? A constructor method is used for holding the property for the class. So here, for example, I declare some parameter called first name and last name, and now we have to initialize the first name and last name parameter to the property. How can we do that? We're going to use this keyword. This keyword in a constructor in an object is referred to the current object. So here it's like we append the first name to the person. So here I say first name, and this first name is property, not this one. And I'm passing the first name here, and this first name is this parameter. This is a property and this is a parameter. So we're gonna do the same for the last name and assign it to the last name. So now we declared a class which only have properties. How can we initialize? How can we create an instance of a class? To create an instance of a class, I declare a variable, call it Alex, and we're gonna assign it to the new. A new keyword is telling that we wanted to declare, or we wanted to create an object of a class. So here I say person, and this person is this class name. After that, we're gonna pass its argument, which we are going to be passed to the parameter, and these parameters are assigned to the property. So here I say Alex Doe. No, no, no. Now if I say console.log, and I'm gonna pass the Alex here, Alex, save it in the console, we get the person object with a property with its property, which are first name and last name and the value of Alex and Doe. We also have methods in a class. How can we declare a method in a class? When declaring a method in a class, you don't have to pass the function keyword to declare. Just pass a name for it. For example, here I declare a method called full name, and in this full name we're gonna return this dot, which is referred to the property, to this property. So I say first name in concatenated with a space and concatenated with a this dot last name. So now if we want to access the full name from the person, what we want to do, we're going to refer to the object of the class. After that, put a dot and refer to the method that you have declared before. Now if I save it in the console, what we get is Alex Doe. So we also can pass argument or parameter to a method. To pass an argument, for example, here I pass the age, and here I just came here and concatenated with the age. Now if I save it in the console, we get undefined, because we declared a parameter and we didn't assign it in the argument. Here, for example, I came and passed it to 22. In the console, we get Alex Doe and 22. I'm gonna pass a space here, concatenate it in a space, save it. Let's look better now. So these are the parameters that we keep passing. And a class main reason that are created in JavaScript is to form to have a format, a structure, and also the inheritance. How can we use inheritance in inheritance with classes? So I just delete these things, and I'm gonna declare another class, call it class person 2, And whenever you wanted to access the property and methods from another class we declared here, I'm just pass it one. So if you want to access this method and properties which is called inheritance, we're going to use the extends keyword. And an extends keyword make you to access the property even from another classes. So here I'm going to pass the person one, which is the parent class here. The person two is child, which inherit this property and methods from here. Now I open up the curly brackets, and this child can have its own constructor. So here I say constructor, and inside this we're gonna pass something. For example, here I passed age, but first we have to pass the constructor, the properties that we are accessing from the person class. So here I say first name and last name. So at the end, what we do is we pass our own constructor. So now to access these first name and last name from here, we have to use super method. In a super method, we're gonna refer to the first name and telling that this first name is came from another class, which here is a person one, and the last name. So and at the end here I'm gonna create a property, call it age, and assign it to this age parameter. So we have this, and if I came here and create an object of the person to call it rain and assign it to a new person 2, and we're gonna assign its arguments. For example, we have rain Rikirun, and it's her age is 22, for example. Now if I came here and say console.log and pass the rain here, save it in the console, what we get is the person object with the property of the first name, which it has the value of the name and the last name of the recurrent and its age. Even though we didn't declare any property of a first name and last name here, these are just parameter. We access this parameter from here in pass it here, access it using the super method, and they are inherited from the person, from the parent class to the child, which parent here is person 1 and child here is person 2. We also can access its sorry, and we also can access its methods. For accessing its method, you have to do nothing, just call its method. For example, here I say full name, and now if I save it in the console, what we get is rain recurrent. So we accessed this from here, and this is a return the first name, which is here, it's referred to this property, and last name, which is this property. We also have the setter and getter method in classes. While a setter method and a getter method is used, a getter method is used for getting a value, and a setter method is used to assign a value to a property. So now here I came and we have again the full name. Actually, yeah, full, and before I declare that that method for declaring a setter and getter method, we're going to use the get and set keyword. So here first I declare the getter method, so I say get full name, and what we're going to do here, we're only going to return this dot first name and concatenated with the space in concatenated with the this dot last name. So we also have the setter and getter are together, they don't work alone. So we have also their full name, they also have the same name as. And now in a setter method, we have the parameters to set value to the to property. So here I call it name. In actually, let me show you what I mean by here. I declare first name and also last name. Now if I came here and say this dot first name, assign it to the first name, which is from here. Actually, this first name that I will assign here is this property. So I say first name in this dot last name and assign it to the last name. So now if I came here and call the create an instance of the person class, so here I call it what I call it jing, and assign it to the new person. And in this person, what we're gonna do, pass some value jing hui. In here came and say console.log and pass the jing here and refer to the property the setter and getter methods. A setter and getter method don't have to pass its parentheses. Now if I save it in the console, what we get is uncaught syntax, and it says that setter must have exactly one formal parameter. We can't pass two parameter in a setter method. So what if we have to? In this case, we're gonna split it. So here I call it name, and here I came and say name, split the name, which will be passed using this, and split the name. Actually, I declare a variable, call it let, and call it again name, and assign it to the name dot split, and we're gonna split it using the space. So now here I came and say what we're gonna do here is name dot split, and we're gonna assign this to the name, get the first the split method. If you didn't know about the split method is split the string element or the string characters according to a specific character into the arrays. So we have the first array here and the last and the second array here, which has the number of the two. Now if I save it in the console, we still get that one because we have person jing full name and assign it to the name. Is it problem from here? Oh, save it. Person is not defined. Declare the person. Actually, I have to pass it's one here. Now if I save it in the console, we get jing hui. And the last thing that we wanted to, sorry for this mistake that I made here. And the last thing that I want to cover in this tutorial, that the classes are not hoisted. You can't access or declare and create an instance of a class before you initialize the class. So now if I cut these things and paste it below here, save it in the console, we get uncut reference error. It is not hoisted. Classes are not hoisted. So this was from the classes in JavaScript. It's just the basics of the class. If you want a full tutorial about the classes to explain every little thing, comment below. I will read all your comments. And if you like, share, and subscribe. Take care. Bye. And this